a spot right here. Should have planted earlier, right into the mud, because nothing grew.
I also own a farm.
Here we go. You're now watching the 2024 season of Farming with Duffy Ag. Welcome back to the channel. So we gambled previously. We made hay. Well, started making hay. And I thought we made it. And I had to go on an appointment. And Aaron texted me and said, hey, your hay's getting rained on. Nope. He was chopping and looked at the radar, and well, it is not as bad as I thought. So bedding hay, nothing spectacular. We might flip it over. Isaiah's on his way to bale it at some point, and yeah, it was a gamble, and it didn't actually rain when we thought it was going to rain, and everything was good, and then a freak storm came through and got it. So alrighty, part of farming, I guess. So I'm gonna jump on the rake. I'll flip it over just a little bit, fluff it up, and he'll get it baled up, and we gotta get spraying. So we gotta get set up to do that, take the duals off the tractor, stuff like that. And yeah, stressful. So we're just gonna flip it over just a little bit, get some air up in it, hope that it dries out a little bit more. It's not bad, it's just not great. So yeah, we'll see how it works out. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. It ain't gonna dry in this weather. Tomorrow we're supposed to get rain, and yeah, if I had known, I would have mowed it earlier. We would have baled it up and been good, but up until the day that I mowed it, we were supposed to have animals coming here to pasture. So yep, just running with the flow. But alrighty, hopefully it dries a little bit more, but I doubt it. So let's go spray some corn. Let's see how much we can get wrapped up of that today, because, well, it's all got to get done, and we are running out of time to get everything done and keep moving. What's up, boys? We do have to clean in here. I don't know why they like in here instead of in out back. It must be cooler. We do gotta add some more bedding out back here. Yeah, they definitely need more bedding. And there still is one raccoon, I think, running around. So, you know. We are filling with water. We got to take the duals and the saddle tanks off the 4640 for spraying. Once we get hub adapters, well, we got adapters, extensions, they'll be out further, which will make our lives a little better. Somebody did say, oh, you bought a tractor with short axles. I bought that because the 4640, honestly, long term is going to be more of a chore tractor than anything. But here comes Isaiah down the hill with the baler. So all I got to do is zing the bolts off, pop those off, leave the hubs on, and a little bit of wiring and 4 jam nuts that hold this on. Probably throw the steps back on for convenience. Throw it on there, and we will be able to get going. Look at him go. So he's got the new baler on there. I don't know if the other baler is running elsewhere or what the plan is. We got the one off, nice and easy. Pop the other one off. We'll figure out storage for him. Probably in the barn or something. But zing zing, they come right off. And Isaiah's out there bailing along. I got to move the rake out of the way. And then oh, phone just keeps going off. It's freaking amateur hour. We got everybody over here now. Isaiah broke the baler already. Well, he plugged it up in the bottom. It is a mud hole. Hay's running really high. Like I said, it's gonna be bedding bales. I don't like how much junk was in the feed. So this is the new baler. New Holland, a lot of their equipment has a lot more yellow to it now. The Canadian swathers are all yellow now. Nope, something happened. Oh, plugged. Broke a shear bolt. So he opened the bottom, pushed the bale through, so the knives got a shear bolt. Isaiah's having a good day. Okay, new shear bolt. So Isaiah was a little nervous because it went through and then it broke the shear bolt. He's not having a good day. So it is, something is very unhappy. It was just at a very bad moment of the stroke. Well, let's see how it goes now. He's gonna kick up a windrow and see what the moisture is. I don't know what Yanko's barking at. Today's not going good for anybody, I guess. Well, he's baled 3 bales and it's over 25%. Well, we'll give it a college try this week. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I'll tet it out Sunday. Hopefully it will dry out some. They look like they're good bales. Like, they look good, but it just had enough moisture still in it. So no sun yesterday, and then we believe a little bit of rain. So I don't think it rained much, but enough that it picked up and it they're bedding bales. That's what they are. David Knight, well, I've already reached out to you because you're awesome. Aaron said something showed up at his house. It's been a while, a couple weeks. And Duffy, yeah, Aaron's address is great. So David Knight hit us up with some things. First off, there's a beer bottle opener. That's for you. Soda opener. And he hooked us up with a full light kit for the 4640. High beam, low beam, back work lights. I know you've messaged me and asked me if I got the box yet, and We hadn't got the box yet. I haven't seen Isaiah. He's been doing things and stuff. Back work lights, we got it all. So now we can work at night again without somewhat ghetto trapezoid lights. I'm pumped. Appreciate it. Great people. Really appreciate it. There's been a few other people that have sent me things, and we got to go over some of it. We do have a pressure washer in the shop, in the barn, and there's somebody that sent me some stuff for Yanko and for my birthday. So makes for a small world. But let's finish up here. Isaiah's leaving. I think they're gonna go try to bale some straw. I think the straw is gonna be too wet, but they're a little heavier than I remember. Kind of a two-person job. It's humid today. That hay is not going to do anything for the next 2 days. Okay. Maybe. Well, we'll leave the brackets on here. There's no point in taking those off. That should all work out, other than we had a step on this side at one point, but you can stand on that to get up. And then we got to throw a step back on here because there's no way we're going to climb in and out all this time. So throw that back on. We're going to throw those lights in. That should be easy enough to get them all rigged up. That way we got some light. There's some really good people out there, and eventually I was going to get around to putting lights in this, but the fact that somebody went out of their way to make that happen, and it's not only for me, it's for you guys too, because at the end of the day, when we're working at night, if I can show you guys some more, you guys get more to watch. So we do have to take the spears off. I'll probably move the bales, that way we can lift the water totes up to fill the sprayer. That way it can fill totes as I go out. That's 500 gallons. Each tote's what, 275 or something like that, so 250s. Step, that's what I'm doing. A lot on my mind. Okay, so these front four should be pretty easy going. High beam, low beam, this one, trapezoid. That one, we got the step back on, so he sent everything and it's all labeled. And I believe they're the same exact lights that were on here. I believe. So they look like that. We're gonna get them rigged up. Okay, let's see. Come on. Let's see, do we have enough wiring? Don't want to, oh yeah, we're gonna have to change the ends to the new style, which isn't the end of the world. So here's our old candlesticks. So high beam's on right now, which this outer is high beam, low beam. Inner is work light, but when high beam's on, the inner is on. Or the outer, I guess it would be. Are these right? High beam, low beam is the one on the inside. No, outside. So here's our new ones. Drastically brighter. But there we go. So low beam. So we got to do the other side. Well, the sun came back out. I'm going to try tetting out that hay. Aaron said, hey, the sun's out. And I said, yeah, it is here too. Maybe, just maybe, he can bale it this evening. Maybe. We'll see. Freaking baler guy just leaving bales anywhere he wants. Can't believe it. Alrighty. Throw the PTO shaft on this. Off the rake. And set that out quick. Wrap up 46, get spraying, and then if Aaron can get back here tonight, we'll rake it up in front of him. So, I don't know. It's such... We got lucky our last 2 tries. Very lucky, actually, on some of it. And then, it's just frustrating. Okay. We'll probably hit it with a few passes. That way it spreads it out a little bit, but maybe this sun will give us some goodness, but probably not. Wishful thinking though. I got one water tote pretty much full. This hose actually fills pretty quickly. I got both the barn well and the spring out in the swamp there, and as it fills, I'm gonna get these lights figured out. That one we need a new fixture for, but hopefully every other one is good. This is another thing that showed up a while ago. I don't think there was a note with it at all, but just finally threw it together. Figured that would be easier to get up there. I thought I had housings from when we took the combine apart and put the new lights in the combine to get that housing up there, but I do not. I can't find them. I think I got sick of looking at them. Trying to think if I got anything kicking around, but we'll do the 3 and we'll just get what we need to wrap up the 4th up there. Quickest one we've done yet. We got light. We got light. That one works. That one does not. And just put it back in the housing. So all we need up there is the rubber grommet that goes around it. That's what's missing. That'll be easy enough to come by. It says don't stand on that. Okay, grab another one, grab the connectors. We got 3 out of the 4. We'll get a new bezel. I think that's what that's actually called, the cover here. Either one like that or like that. And then it will be mint. At some point we'll upgrade the marker lights as far as the blinkers on the roof. And these are the same as the 7520. You can get these in LED as well. They really make the tractor look pop a lot more. So, but that is a huge upgrade, so I really appreciate that. It's amazing. Some of you are awesome. Most of you are awesome. It's I love it. So alrighty, we'll let this finish up filling. It's, I don't even know where it is. 150? 100. So it's going, not that fast. Well, we ended up running out of water in the well, and I don't want to kill that well. I turned the other one on. I don't think it's working right. One of my I used to live with Tyler. Tyler's been here before. When we did the combine lights, Tyler came out. This morning he texted me and said, hey, what are you doing? I'm bored, I'm gonna come out. So he's got a family at home. They're doing family stuff, or his wife's doing stuff. But they watch along, and so he has a plumbing business. We lived together one summer. What was I? I was a freshman going into sophomore year that summer. I lived with you, Tyler. And so he swung out. He has a plumbing business and very handy guy. So he said, I'll help you anyway. He said, I'm just want to do stuff. So we just filled up with water out of the pond, and there's tons of fish there, which was pretty wild. So I got 450 gallons in me. We're doing 20 gallons an acre is my plan. I'm gonna see how this thing sprays, what we got for coverage. We put source in, and we put our herbicide in. So yeah, we're gonna get going on that. So we should have about 22, 23 acres in this. Learning. So non-manual full booms, just like the old days. And I appreciate Eric and Kevin let me borrow this to get it done. Last year I borrowed Eric Mattis's, and he hooked me up with the tractor and everything, and that was a hell of a setup. Eric's still spraying. I wasn't gonna ask him to borrow it, even though I did like that, but we got a tractor, we can utilize it. We moved the hubs in. Last year we couldn't move the hubs in time, so it took us 2 days to spray everything. We weren't set up that great, but we got it done. And this year I'm hoping I'm in a better spot and I can make things happen. So I'm gonna go out on the back hillside. That's 25 acres, 28 acres. So we'll miss some down in the bottom, but then we can refill. And if I get 2 loads spread tonight, tomorrow it's supposed to rain some, and then we'll see if that rain comes or not. And then Sunday's a good day, and Monday we might have to spray some. But corn's looking really, really good, which today is July 5th, and we're about knee high on all of this. Pretty much everything got planted together. Very, very, very green. Even with pulling back nitrogen, I was thinking that we were gonna top dress some. Sorry, this window's dirty from Yanko. Yanko's playing with Tyler. So I was thinking we got turkeys out there. I was thinking we were gonna top dress some, but I might not, based on the cost of urea right now. The plant health looks amazing. The wet spots are not great, and they're not gonna get better unless it stops raining a lot. But we got tile line out there that needs to get fixed and stuff like that. So nothing too crazy on the weed control. We're just gonna make it happen. So yeah, down in the back where it's wet, where we have a tile issue, and same with over there. But yeah, we'll make it happen. So with spraying source, 25 units of N is what we're banking on that. They've had amazing results. I wish we had more consistent results as far as showing you guys last year, but for like Bob, who I grabbed it from, he's spraying 100% of all his ground now. With it, he's a salesperson for it, but he's also, yeah, you can see where, oh my god, I have not been out here in a little bit. What the hell happened here? So remember where everybody was, oh, you gotta plant corn in the wet holes, just plant it. So this corn was planted the same day, this stuff over here and this stuff here, and as you see, the planter didn't mess up. This was extremely wet. You can see where it dips off in. You can see nothing grew in any of this, and it was just wet. So the seed sat there and rotted in wet soil. Whereas if we go over here, we got a rotary mow a little bit. If we go over here, it's consistent green. This was not wet soil. I know that's wet there. Some of the tile work needs to be done. And then you get up on the hill and it's good. Other than there's some wet spots that you can see nothing grew. But yeah, let's spray and get some stuff done. Here's a spot right here. Should have planted earlier, right into the mud, because nothing grew. There's a few corn plants, I don't even know why I'm spraying it. But otherwise, nothing grew down here because it was wet. So, the tile line that is still soaking wet, that we have to dig up, well, there's standing water in it. So we got to do some digging with an excavator here when we catch up on some things and figure out where down there the tile lines hit, because that is a sinkhole. Oh, I gotta stay on the roads. All the way through there is nothing but a disaster. So I take it we hit something, or we plowed through something, because it was wet last fall. So, but alrighty, turn around, go back up. Almost just had a bad day. Driving along, and I was like, uh-oh, there's a little wet spot right there, and we just sunk. Oh. So there's a spring right there, and somebody said, well, if they tiled everything, they should have tiled into the springs. You got to remember, some of this stuff might have been tiled 40, 50 years ago, and they tiled it enough, but because I don't think Peter did any. Get back to our speed. I don't think Peter did any, and that would put it back to 2008. So I'll have to ask John. I was talking to him this morning about stuff he swung up through, about when the last time stuff was tiled here. But we got to start writing down our areas so that someday when we do tile aggressively, we can tile into those springs. And some years, as he says, they'll run all year, and some years they'll shut off. But we have at least 2, if not 3, in this 28 acre field that has a spring running in it. So nature of this ground. All right. So I'm counting rows. Yes, it would have been great if I had put the GPS in, so I could have been a little more on, at least use it as a guideline. But this works. So 48-foot sprayer, 2 passes is 40 foot, so we're overlapping a little bit based on what row I hit. Right now I'm in the wrong row because it's an outside row and it's touching the other one. Got a little too close there. Was my planting as good as I wanted it to on spacing? No, we've got some spots where you can see from one pass to the next. 46 is doing his thing. We just got to pay attention and stay in the rows. So, on some of these hills, having a trailed sprayer makes it a little more challenging since it slides over. That is why my long-term goal is a self-propelled sprayer for myself, so we can do multiple passes. I know everybody's gonna get worked up, they're expensive. Well, buying a used, even a Hardy, like a 60-foot Hardy sprayer, buying a used one, you can still run, you can get them on deals, but you can still run $15,000. If you find the right deal on like a row gator, like the one Frank has, he bought that the same day I bought my Mack silage truck. I think he spent 20 grand. He might have spent more. Don't quote me on that. He wanted it for the monitor in it. And so they've had that for 6 years, and 60-foot booms. Nothing too fancy, but does a very good job. At one point he talked about selling it, and they didn't because the price of corn last year, and they were flooded. They had a lot of failures. One thing I don't like is it doesn't have a big oscillation on it. So on some of the hills it crowds. So you can buy a used row gator for 30 grand. You pencil that out over the next 10 years of using it. Because honestly, to have my acreage sprayed with chemical, I believe it was going to be like 20 grand. So custom applicating and all that stuff, and cost of machines, especially the newer ones, but that stuff adds up pretty quick. So if we can hit another, be able to hit another pass or do pre-emerge or do some fungicide, have the ability of that stuff, I think having a self-propelled sprayer will make it good for our long run. And I know I'm not at the acres that I really need to justify one yet, but we're getting closer. And a lot of it's to the hills, and we don't run over as much corn and stuff like that. Now 4 wheels instead of, well, this one we got 8 wheels all around. Wider tires on this, not super wide, I know, wider. That gotta be better. Yeah, we don't have a height control on it. I did get out and raise that boom up over the hill. So, alrighty, well that's my rant right now. I'm sure you can see that boom doing funky things. Frickin' skunk. Got out of the way. So this was the field that I forgot to, well, now we're doing something weird. We're tight here. I forgot to plant the middle, and it is catching up very, very quickly, which is good. Honestly, if I truly believe if on most of my ground at the home farm, if I had planted early on a lot of this ground, with it being so wet, we probably would have not had much of a crop, due to the fact that there's a lot of spots where if it was super wet, nothing really grew. So some of it's spring, some of it's tile, but I'm saying if it was 3 weeks earlier when it was raining, a lot of this ground was very saturated. Other ground that I got probably could have ran earlier and got a jump start on it. Here we are, making the best of it. Get this all sprayed out. Honestly, a lot of it's very clean, and I think moldboard plowing is a big part of that, but I don't want to moldboard plow a lot going next year unless it's new ground to us. Sod ground or ground that's been sitting idle. We'll get this stuff cleaned up very well, and hopefully we get some more heat and this stuff keeps jumping. We've got a lot of humidity. Oh man, lower down. This crop is a little further along than I'd like to be spraying with Source, so V4. I wasn't going to spray anything at the home farm because I think Source does better on poorer ground. It wakes up. So having very high organic matter here, this ground is going to crank out some crops once I get it dialed in and get it figured out. But going at a lower rate, so we're getting more acres done. Since it's cleaner, I think we're in a good spot. Wrap this field up, and then I've yet to decide if I want to refill and spray in the dark some with the new lights. I'm worried it's going to rain at night, and well, some of it, life will see. Yeah, we're out right now. So remind me, come back and spray the middle. I was wondering if I could get it. It's out now. Shit goes off. We got a deer in the cornfield. John, when he came up earlier, he goes, "You see all the deer out there eating your corn?" I said, "Yeah, John, I saw it." He said, "Yanko chased a few of them." He said he's seen 4 fawns out there. Let me get folded up. I gotta look at the weather. I don't want to spray if it's gonna start raining in the middle of the night. And the weather is very Unpredictable. Thunder showers. Come on. 3 a.m. Yeah, we're not going to spray anymore. But they should be done by 7. You know, Sunday's gorgeous, so we'll get the trailer set up. And Monday's gorgeous. So if I got... Tyler's here to help and hang out. If I got him and I could do all my ground that is further away, keep the truck moving, we'll be okay. Because we can carry quite a bit of water. I'm trying to think. 5 loads over there of water, right? No, 6. On the one other farm. The next door is easy enough. That will take 2 loads or 3 loads. 3 loads there.